Apple CEO Tim Cook's approval rating seems relatively high, even in the wake of the recent controversy, according to a recent poll. Cook has refused the FBI's request to have his company unlock an iPhone involved in the mass shootings in San Bernardino. And with us now to talk more about that and more about this poll is CNET senior reporter Ben Rubin. Ben, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
So we had a poll conducted by research firm Morning Consult. It finds that Tim Cook has the second best approval rating among CEOs of top tech firms. Why do you think he's viewed so favorably, especially since many appear to disagree with his refusal to unlock an iPhone?
Yeah, I think with a lot of this public polling, it can be a little bit messy, so it's hard to understand sometimes what the nuances are, especially with these complex types of issues. But at the same time, it looks like people appreciate Tim Cook's stance that he's trying to protect their privacy, even if they don't fully agree that it's a realistic idea.
And just to dig into that a little bit more in the results of this particular poll, what do you think these findings say about consumers' privacy concerns overall?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think people aren't really, and I'm talking about the general public here, aren't as principled about their privacy on the internet as maybe Tim Cook or other tech leaders are. They understand the balance between fighting terrorism and their privacy, and in this particular case, they'd rather be fighting terrorism.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way looking at this poll. Let's talk about the CEO that has the best approval rating, according to these results. It's actually Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Why do you think he's the most favored tech CEO? Yeah,
so when I saw this, I was actually rather surprised. I thought that the movie The Social Network had a much more negative impact on Mark Zuckerberg's approval rating, but I guess at the end of the day, the guy offered 99% of his fortune, so maybe that's why people really like him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and he certainly seems to be out there with his wife and his baby, and it's really interesting. Another thing that I thought was interesting from this poll is the fact that so many Americans they're not familiar with the names or the faces of these tech companies.
Yeah, exactly. Like I cover Amazon on a daily basis, and Jeff Bezos, I think it was like over 30%, I don't remember off the top of my head, but over 30% of people had never heard of Jeff Bezos. A large percentage of the population hadn't heard of Tim Cook or Mark Zuckerberg. Satya Nadella, who's the Microsoft CEO, I think it was somewhere like above 50% of people hadn't heard of him, which I thought was really interesting.
It is really interesting, especially when you realize how many of these companies, investors invest in them, not just for the companies and their financials themselves, but for the people that actually have founded these companies and run these companies like these names you just mentioned. Ben Rubin, thanks for joining us. Thank you for watching. I'm Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Downey from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Cramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.